The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to the Korner Booth podcast. I am your host, Jared Klim. Somebody's echoing. Is it me who's echoing?
I think it was you last time this happened too.
Oh,
Yeah.
this freaking, the problem is that StreamYard refuses to recognize my microphone. This is basically here as a prop right now. I've been trying for months to it won't connect. And now apparently Instagram is having problems connecting to my live, and it's, just everything's just going great today. But, we're here. It's our 300th episode. Somehow, some way, 300 episodes. We have made it here, and I am very excited. And I am kind of in disbelief a little bit. It's kind of a weird thing to think about. I started this podcast around November of 2018. I actually, for those of you who are actually really close to me, I was about to enlist in the Marines instead of doing this show, but a dude from Belly Up named Matt Rattlesnake Rose, host of Chairgate, and asked me to come on and do a little college football talk. And the second I started talking college football, it was like my brain reopened itself a little bit. So definitely a really cool experience I've had at Belly Up the past couple years. Shout out to Mike Blaine for giving me the opportunity, and to my various lists of co-hosts in order, but not in order of amazingness: Mark, Kevin, Samir, JD, Pat, Matt, Nathan, and Chris, and of course Mason. I appreciate all of you and all the fill-in hosts I had during that very rough season about 3 years ago. That was where I thought the show was going to end, but it's because of all of you guys. Oh, and Savannah. I forgot about Savannah. Thank you, Savannah. So because of all of them, and the fact that I somehow am stubborn enough to not give up on this, we've made 300 episodes. I think this is the best crew we've ever had. Definitely the most productive crew. Definitely the most entertaining, the most fun to do shows with. So I appreciate all you boys very much. I'm saying all these nice things, not just to give myself some good karma, but also because I'm absolutely terrified of the Mets and Braves score right now. And you guys don't have listened to a rock. I am a diehard Diamondbacks fan, and they somehow floundered the way out of being the top wild card seed a month ago to needing help to get in the playoffs, which is just sad and pathetic. It's what I called them on Twitter, and I stand by those words. But special announcement, because I am a man of my word: if the Braves end up losing tonight and the Mets pull off the upset, I will shave my head. I'm not talking full-on Bic razor. I'm talking number one, like a half on the Clippers.
Nice.
And just
take that to that guy that said he was going to eat shit because FSU lost, and he never did it. Us at Korner Booth,
there's also a
we
medical
hold up our
backing
promises.
for it. Like everyone on the show knows, been dealing with psoriasis in my skull for the past year, and it's almost away. But honestly, with the amount of amount of fresh air and vitamin D I've been getting now that I have had a recent employment change, I've been feeling my scalp heal a lot, my hair heal. So, so anybody who's listening and wants to check this out, I will show up if the Mets win tonight. Go Mets! I will shave my head after today's show, and you will see it live on air on Thursday. I will show up wearing a bandana, not wearing a hat. So there you go. So the bandana will be my usual tied off position.
Biker Undertaker Jared.
Oh my God! Hey, listen, Movember I might do the full Fu Manchu. We might just really steer into the Hulk Hogan look, boys. I might start walking out to the Neil Diamond theme song and everything. All right, but so right now, as Nate brought up in the pre-show meeting, Mets are now 1-0, I believe. The fact they're throwing out their crap pitchers really is just grinding my gears. But at the same time, take it easy, breathe. They still have like half their good lineup in. So, no Lindor, no problem. It's okay. They still have Alonso in there, Marte. I think I saw Nimmo. It's not their A squad, but, there's still a chance. Baseball's that one sport where you don't have to throw your A lineup and you're doing okay. Speaking of A lineup, my team, Chris's team, didn't do that on Sunday. That was rough. Oh, that ruined my day yesterday.
I didn't care. I didn't think we were going to win.
My six-pack league got ruined because of them. Nice job.
Yeah,
Thanks,
here's
guys.
the kicker. The Buck. I'm going to talk about this in about 20 minutes, but the Buccaneers are not that good of a team. And there were multiple times where I saw a swinging momentum, and then we either shot ourselves in the foot. Fred Johnson gave up 2 or 3 sacks or pressures on a drive, and Jalen was running for his life. Or, he couldn't hang on to the ball. Also, let's talk about, then again, like both teams didn't play this. It was 102 degrees on the field. I'm not going to give, Mike Evans dropped 4 or 5 passes. And to be fair, it was not a great situation. One, shout out to John Ross, got his first NFL catch with the Eagles on yesterday, which is cool. Shout out John Ross, Redemption Tour, I'm here for it. I think the Eagles should just flat out cut Jahan Dotson. I think he's useless.
It's been 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Dude, he's been outplayed by Paris Campbell. And honestly, John Ross had more throw balls thrown at him, which was hilarious. Johnny Wilson should just go to the practice squad. He's abysmal.
Yeah, he wasn't made to be a tight end.
Yeah, he's like a faster Kelvin Benjamin. I don't know. But that game was awful. But we'll talk about it in a little bit. Sunday Night Football was last night, though, boys. And, oh, my God. I don't know who was getting their butt whooped worse. Oh, man, there were 3 blowouts yesterday that just made – and the Packers almost came back.
Yeah, that
I was making jokes. It could be worse, Chris. We could be Packers fans. But, the Packers were at full strength, and they were still getting killed. We were playing with we were looking like the Black Knight from Monty Python trying to fight the Bucs yesterday.
Yeah, I'll let you finish. I got 10 things to say. So
no, you're good. You're good. So yeah, we'll start with the Bills and Ravens quick. That one shot the 6-pack to hell.
Not mine.
I think I took the Ravens.
Matt, not mine.
Yeah, me and Nate took the Bills. I thought the Bills, they're playing great. Lamar and the Ravens could not hold off the Cowboys. They barely held off the Cowboys last week. It's like, it's a match made in heaven. This is perfect. No.
Everything on paper said the Bills were going to win, but I'm just looking at it. But I'm looking, that minus that. But I'm looking at it as a betting perspective. Baltimore's been slow. Offense is there because of Derrick Henry, but if they didn't have Derrick Henry, that would be an abysmal offense right now. They're just like
scoring though. That's the thing. It wasn't like it was a one-dimensional thing.
No, but looking at that line and just everything, Vegas had Vegas had who was it? Who was the favorites? The Ravens or was the Bills that were the favorites?
Bills by 1.
That was a very small line.
Ravens by at the time that we put the 6-pack in, Ravens minus 2.5.
Oh, yeah. Then I don't know what I was getting at. I must have been thinking of a different game. I was going to say the Lions said it was a trap game, take the Ravens, but I don't know. I think I just want to be different than you guys. Maybe that was what it was then. I don't know. I shot in the dark on something. Like I was 50-50 on the Bucs. I knew it was going to be a tough game, but it was 50-50. I just was like, everybody's going to pick Philly, so let me not pick Philly. But this one just worked out.
Yeah, I'm taking an L pick in Philly all the time because I'm a homer. So I'm going to just lean off from doing that from now on because I can't put my own bias into these picks anymore because I would think last year I probably lost out of 6-7 points because of the Eagles. So from now on, if I think the Eagles are going to lose, I'm just going to say it.
And that's going to happen, and then you're going to say that, and then you're going to do that, and then they're going to win. And you're going to be like, well, great, they won, but fuck, they won.
I think that's kind of like a best of both worlds. He's like, yeah, it sucks they lost, but they won. He lost, but they won. So
if I got to risk my 6-pack points picking against them for a win, then I'll do that every week.
Yeah. I mean, I feel you because I'd be going for the Jets every single game, despite everything.
Yeah. No, they Eagles were very disappointing in various ways yesterday. They looked like the Week 2 Eagles.
You know what, Chris? You just got to breathe, brother.
I mean, I didn't expect to win whatsoever. The Bucs have our card. The defense was horrendous. Kellen Moore couldn't cook up a play to save his life.
I mean, let's be honest. He was playing with his deck stack. I'm more pissed at Vic Fangio for the dumbest coverage scheme I've ever seen. Hey, let's play 40 feet off and let Baker, who excels at quick release dink and dunk passing, kill us. It was the dumbest.
Yeah.
It made the schematics made no sense.
Oh, Slice stinks too. I'll say that. He stinks. He's old now. I can't stand him because he goes on Twitter right after the game and he has to gas himself up his own cornerback resume after he has a bad game. Like, dude, you had a bad game, dude. Just say it. I don't have to hear about your 10 to 12 years you played in the NFL and how successful you were. I don't care about your Pro Bowls. He couldn't stick Mike Evans. I think the best player on that defense, Quinyon Mitchell. I don't think it's close. I like
Blankenship and Jalen Carter are close, second and third.
Bryce Huff got a tackle.
Yeah.
More than Hassan Reddick.
Yeah,
more than Hassan Reddick. Yeah. Which, by the way, they cannot. He can't.
I know, Nate. You don't have to be the bearer of bad news. We know.
I didn't know it was that long of a gap, like 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
It's the
That's
stupidest
crazy.
freaking rule, but I understand why it's there.
Not in Madden.
I can't believe they rushed.
Not in Madden.
Madden. You can make your dreams come true there.
That's not my dreams come true. Give me Ngakwe or something like that as a replacement.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, you need
anything to step up.
My dream came true in Madden. I would have the salary cap off. I'd sign everybody.
Yeah,
and
me
then
too.
I would just steamroll through. They make you're over the cap by like $500 million. It's like, well, I have it off, so it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Imagine if the NFL had no cap space. You know how crazy that'd be?
My gosh, you would have.
Everybody would be a chief.
No.
Yeah.
Basically, teams like the Raiders and the Jaguars would just never have any good players.
Or the Panthers.
Yeah, true. I mean, no. Then again, I feel like who's the schmuck who owns the Panthers? I can't remember his name right now.
Tepper.
Yeah, David Tepper. Like, dude, he would overpay for like Kyler Murray. He would just pay for like a B tier quarterback just to like say I can pay the money too. But Chrissy, I brought out a special beer for you today. It's 300. I don't drink on weekdays anymore, or at least not on non-show weekdays. But for you, buddy, I brought one out.
Nice.
What? One beer?
This is actually the best one out of his series. This is the fourth one.
Dude, I've yet to try it. I've wanted.
This is the four. There's 4 different ones. This
I've
is
had
the
his lager.
in-betweener. So the lager is sensational. The double IPA is incredible. This is unbelievably good. The regular IPA, which is the popular, which is the one that's everywhere, that's the one with the gray, like the beige can. It's okay. It's not bad. But the lager, Chris, you'll love. It is incredible. Go to like a Total Wine or like one of those big box stores. They've got it there.
I do have one by me, so I'll check it out.
But yeah.
Did you see anybody watch the documentary?
300 damn episodes.
No, my buddy just texted me about it.
Oh man, I just finished watching the 6-episode documentary on Vince McMahon. That's insane.
I don't even care. 300 episodes.
Yeah, dude, Vince is a scumbag.
The crazy part was when they were talking about the sexual assault allegation from like the 80s or the 90s, and he was pretty much like, oh yeah, I didn't do it, but if I did, the statute of limitations has passed. I'm like, oh cool, you're like, oh, I didn't do it, but if just in case I did, she can't legally sue me. That doesn't make it any better, buddy.
Hypothetically.
Dude, the craziest thing about that is like the fact that he got away with so many things on live television.
Dude. Yeah.
I can't believe I attended WWE events. I feel disgusted.
I mean, from live on-air affairs, like planned storyline affairs, which was actually crazy. All of the family members were essentially on were essentially on the same plan as each other when it came to like Vince messing around with other diva wrestlers like on camera for the show. While like even Linda McMahon was saying some things like, yeah, I think Vince should do this with Trish Stratus right in front of me, this and that. Like, I'm like, dude, you're okay with that? But all of them had the same mindset. If it makes money, they're going to do it. And it was just insane to find out all the crazy things that they did. And for all of them to be on the same page, all because it was going to increase their bank account. They didn't care about an aspect like that. It was just insane.
I'm not a wrestling person whatsoever. The only Vince McMahon like interaction I had is when he came on McAfee.
Well, biggest scumbag movie he's ever done to me personally was a couple of years ago. I bought, a couple of my buddies bought XFL tickets. We had to go down to Washington, and then they canceled it because of COVID. And Vince was supposed to reimburse everyone who was, bought tickets. So Vince owes me $30. So pay up, Vince.
It's okay. Fanatic Sportsbook owes me $40 because they're 30, whatever it was in the account, because I basically can't get back into my account right now.
I was locked out of mine too because I haven't used it for like over 6 months. I had a free bet, like a free $100 bet. I just never used.
What happened as I adjust the lighting on this freaking thing is I usually don't sit down, but I started doing sit downs for the Monday show. What ended up happening was I basically hadn't used it in a few days. I go to log in Friday to throw a quick bet down on Miami versus Virginia Tech, and it says I can't log in. And I'm like, is this your email? It's like an email I don't have. And I'm like, that's not my email. And then I was like, what the hell is happening? I try to log in. I try to use all my emails. None of them's working. So I reached out to Fanatic Sportsbook over the Twitter because I was like, I don't know how to DM these people, get a hold of them. But I was like, and they still haven't responded yet, by the way. But I was like, I can prove who I am via my cell phone, my address, last four of my social, and the password for the account. I just don't know what email it's under. And I no longer have access to my work account. So my former work email, which is hopefully why I didn't do it under, because honestly, I'd be stupid enough to do that because I wasn't paying attention. Help me out, and nobody's responded. So I'm going to try to reach out to customers.
They're so bad with that, dude. They're so bad with getting back to you when it comes to.
Oh, you mean Fanatics be good at something besides making crappy jerseys? Come on. Yeah. Or throwing really sketchy all-white parties.
Oh.
But hey, listen, we got somebody to be mad at. I know who I'm mad at. If I said and tell why you mad. All right, I am really irritated. So I have a message. We're going to talk about. We'll do college first.
We just got a letter.
Yeah, we just got a letter.
We need Nate to do it.
Nate had to drop out for a second. So basically, the Eagles loss, we'll talk about in a second. But Friday, I had to have the most gut-wrenching, unnerving experience when it came to the Virginia Tech Hokies and the Miami Hurricanes. First of all, Miami was not ready for that game. Virginia Tech brought it to them from start to finish. And I got to give credit to Virginia Tech. They played their hearts out. But the issue is Miami has so much firepower. They were able to come back so quickly. And also they had a couple lucky plays in that last drive.
You were hammered.
No, I actually wasn't.
In the process of being hammered. What was your stadium pulse?
Oh, it was my whole house was shaking.
Oh God!
Oh,
I was losing my mind.
The question mark? What?
There it is.
Also, Chris, be in mind, I literally got laid off that morning, so the emotions were already going insane. So
I talked to you on the phone that night. So I mean, I got a tiny taste of it. I mean, given I battled a tsunami for 12 hours. But
yeah, you were going through it yourself, brother. So we were both having a rough day. But like mine was more emotional, yours was physical. And I'm just sitting there like, this is rough. I don't know how I can do this. And so I'm sitting there, I am losing my damn mind. And we are giving up scores. And I'm thinking, I'm like, there you know, like I'm starting to get like nervous. And I'm like, nah, believe in Cam Ward. And we start coming back. And then we score that last touchdown, the little push pass to Riley Williams. I'm like, yeah, we win. I said to my boy, I'm like, we win the damn national title. If we win this, we'll win the damn national title. But the Hail Mary to me was like, I saw the ball move on replay. I'm like, they're going to call this back. They have to call this back. But then they called it a touchdown when half the refs called an incomplete pass. I was like, oh my God, Seattle and Green Bay all over again.
I was going to say, yeah.
I do have to step away for a minute, boys. I'll be back in about 5. Continue to talk about the Virginia Tech game, college. We'll revisit this in a minute. I do have to step away for 1 second.
Nice. No, I thought Miami was a pretty good game watching that. I thought that was a touchdown on that Hail Mary pass. I really thought that was at first. I also had a very small screen that I was able to view the game on, so I couldn't see anything. So it looked good, but it might not have actually looked good if I had a normal size screen. But shout out to Miami for that one, because that was too close to be way too close just to be comfortable. That was they should have probably beaten them by 10-20 on a good day.
Yeah,
Chris.
Now
I gotta tell you something when you're done.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you. I feel like you have something good.
Man, I was gonna say, man, just when I'm out, they pull me back in. LSU and even though it was South Alabama, 4-1 LSU.
Dude, the thing is, like, I hate that I love this team. It's like weird to say, dude, because I can't when we lose, and like I know we're gonna lose because a lot of times we can't close out games. It's on Brian Kelly. But then we win. I'm like, Brian Kelly is a championship level coach. So my love and hate, it just fluctuates with Brian Kelly. But again, I didn't get to see much of the college game because I was down in Maryland the whole weekend. But it was a good one for the Tigers. I do know, not this week, but next week we got Ole Miss. We go from Ole Miss, A&M to Bama. I think Bama. Or no, we play Oklahoma.
Who do we got? Next week we have.
You guys have a bye week this upcoming week, and then
we do.
Yeah,
there's like a stretch.
Okay. Yeah, October 26th. A&M.
Yeah.
Bama, Florida. Yeah.
It's tough. It's just straight. They're teams that we've lost to before. But the good thing is all 3 of those like ranked games with Ole Miss, Alabama, and I don't know if Oklahoma's ranked, but they're all home games. So that's big being at Death Valley. I think last time we played Alabama at home, I think we beat them. I don't expect us to, but
we did.
Who knows?
Oklahoma's also ranked 21.
21. Yeah.
Dr. Nussbaum had a weird game. He went 26 of 39, so he had a very good completion percentage. I don't know the exact number, but that is definitely 75, I think, percent or better on his completion. 409 yards, but he had 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Caden Dern had 128 yards off 7 carries for a touchdown, so he did great. Kyron Lacey, as always, 5 catches for 107. It was a great game. It just sucks because it's like, all right, we did what we were supposed to do. We won 4 straight, all against, I'm pretty sure, either unranked teams or just ranked teams that were very low in the ranking. But I don't know if this is – my concern is the schedule coming up for them. I don't know if they're going to be in good enough a position to compete for that playoff spots when that time comes. But it's just – I still can't – Chip Kelly's a legitimate bastard brother, Brian.
I do think that we can lose one more and still barely get in because there's 12 spots this year. It's not 4 anymore.
Yeah. No, you're right. So, I don't think you can be like 9-3, but you definitely got to.
No, 9-3 won't cut it. I think you have to beat Alabama.
Yeah.
And I think you have to beat either Ole Miss or Oklahoma at the end of the year. I think you have to win 2 or 3 of those ranked games, I think. If you clean sweep those ranked games, this team's something. But I don't know. I don't think this team isn't good enough to win each and every week. It's like one week the defense isn't clicking. The next week, like the offense just can't find their form. And some weeks it's like the defense and offense are just in like a shootout. So it's a weird football team we're watching right now. Plus, we have a couple guys who are out for the year, which stinks.
It's like, yeah, you lost your starting running back to another torn ACL. Harold Perkins also lost to a torn ACL. Some guys are stepping up in big ways on offense. Nuss Myers and Jaden Daniels. Lacey's great. If we still had like Brian Thomas, that would have been great too. But they're still competitive. It's just I want to see what they do against some ranked teams. Like they lost week 1. That sucked. That hurt still. But Ole Miss, yeah.
He's 4-12, I think, against teams ranked in the top 10.
Yep. And I still can't get that game out of my head last year where they dropped it to FSU in the first week.
We lost back-to-back years the opening year and against FSU, dude. The same way, too.
Hey, different team, players-wise, same coach.
Yeah, different team. I mean, they got to be seeing something in them. Any other games that stood out to you guys, though?
I was going to highlight my upset. Arizona over Utah.
What a win, dude.
Let's go. They were +7, I think, on the road. They was either 7 or 7.5, but they were +1 of them.
Yeah, that's been my look for upsets. Like that line, 7.5. Because I feel like that just passes the rule.
Yeah, it's as long as it's like a 7, I believe, and then you subtract the 3 and it equals more than a field goal. So I was like, all right, Arizona's right on that cusp, and they were 7.5 underdogs. I wound up winning by 13, so I will take it right there. Not even in a spectacular game. I mean, Fafita was okay, nothing special. The running back, it was just a modest game offensively for all the positions, and they still squeaked out that win because of that defense held Utah in check. So I'll take it. I'll take that happily.
You've been on fire with the upsets lately, so I've been a little cold on mine. I haven't hit one yet. So,
Jared, we talked LSU, South Alabama, then we just briefly talked Arizona, Utah.
Arizona, Utah was actually a fun game. I also have love for Arizona this year because I'm using my dynasty. So I won the Big 12.
You guys are going to need to take – oh, my bad, Jared. Sorry, my computer keeps cutting off when,
you're good.
I feel like you guys are, done talking and then, it cuts off, and then you guys are, still talking.
Is it your internet?
I don't know, dude. My computer's been doing this lately. I've restarted it. I don't know. I'm getting a new one soon anyway. So
hopefully, right? All right.
Yeah, but you guys should take the leave of college because I haven't seen much over the weekend, like I said, because I was in Maryland. So
music festival, baby, gotta enjoy it.
Yeah, dude, it was insane. I'll tell you all the bands I saw in a bit.
Now that I'm back, I apologize to step away for a second. My last thought about the ACC and Miami's gotten screwed by the ACC so many times. You boys have known me for about – Matt's known me for about 10 years. Chris has known me for about 2. Nate about 2 and a change. The ACC – I've reiterated this a zillion times. The ACC hates Miami. So Virginia Tech complaining about a call for Miami is the most hilarious thing I have ever seen. I was laughing hysterically. Also, by the way, there was 40 missed calls against Virginia Tech that weren't called for Miami, and it was a little irritating. They were getting away with holds. They were getting away with a lot of very late grabs by corners. There were a couple pick routes that didn't get. There was a bunch of stuff, and I was noticing throughout the game. And I'm just just let it go. Shut up. It's the refs. You know they're always going to play against you. It's always 2-on-1 in an ACC game, and we ended up coming back and getting the victory. And, they knocked the ball loose. The guy was out of bounds, touched the ball. It was probably the smartest thing this guy's ever did in his life. Either way, on to Cal in Berkeley.
Wow.
It's no, thank you.
We're good, bro. It's fine. It's fine.
You're not for commies versus convicts? That's what they're calling it?
No, wait.
Commies versus
convicts. Are you kidding
me?
So not only that, so we have 2 potential Heisman candidates coming back to back in Miami and Syracuse. Are you kidding me? This is our first year in the ACC. I got to deal with this crap,
brother. Welcome to the real world.
Right to the fire,
man. What happened to the Pac-12, man? Pac-12.
Oh, you mean the Pacific Passing League? The advantage you guys have is this game is at 10 o'clock at night.
They don't deserve this,
which is so stupid.
Honestly, man, I'm rooting for Ward, man. We ain't stopping Ward, man. Oh man,
I'm worried about that running back of yours though, because we could not
sucks.
stop Virginia Tech's running game, and it was getting me a little scared.
He hasn't done anything at all. Like
I got a hot take here because I saw this today. Ole Miss, why are they ranked 12, and who have they played to make them ranked 12?
They start off ranked top 5, and they've only lost once. They lost Kentucky, who gave Georgia a scare. So like it was a quality loss, I guess, if you count that as something.
Furman, Middle Tennessee, Wake Forest, and Georgia Southern before losing to Kentucky, like Jared said 2 days ago.
Yeah, I was. I don't know. I was just a little confused because my buddy likes Ole Miss, and we play them in 2 weeks, and I'm like, well, you guys really haven't played anybody besides Kentucky, and Kentucky, almost beat Georgia, so I guess that's okay. We're ranked 13, so we're right outside the playoffs. We need to get in there, Maddie.
We got tough schedule. We have a tough next stretch of games.
It is, dude. After this week, the next 4, I'm just like, dude.
We got to take 2 or 3.
Yeah, 2 or 3. 10-2, we get to the playoffs.
And if not, we do well, how do I PG this? We should write a strongly worded letter in hopes that they take Brian Kelly out, like Ole Yeller, just get rid of him.
I'm thinking like good old mice and men. Just like take.
I tried to keep it PG.
I'm not saying. I'm not going to say much. If you haven't read Mice and Men, the ending's pretty graphic. But I'm not wishing that on Brian Kelly. But if that's the way, we're sending him out.
I mean, what a way to go out.
As it's looking, it looks like the the Braves might walk the bases loaded. It's 3-2 now. I regress my case.
You struck out.
Oh my Lord! Can we just get a break here?
Don't watch it. Just don't keep an eye. I got you. I'll keep an eye on it for you.
Right.
You might stress out a lot, so I got you.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna stress out about this. It's the first time I've actually ever wanted to shave my head. Of course you struck out.
I think you should just shave your head anyway, dude. I think
I might. Anyway, so the other 6-pack games, K-State handled business, Notre Dame handled business. I don't know what to make of Oklahoma State anymore because they screw me every time I finally picked against them and they got smoked. I don't know why they're not using Ollie Gordon correctly. I don't know what it is with these running backs this year. Nate's guy up in Cal struggling. Damian Martinez in Miami. Yeah, he had 2 touchdowns last week, but like his 32-yard, like 32, 33. I mean, yeah, Miami has 5 different running backs they cycle, but like you'd think Martinez would take the alpha slot, but really it's Mark Fletcher or hell, the freshman Jordan Lyle. They use Chris Johnson because he's so damn fast, but it's a weird dynamic. Miami has 5 starting running backs, which is the craziest thing I've ever seen. I thought AJ Allen was going to transfer, but anyway.
How about game of the year?
Oh, that was the most intense thing I've ever watched in my life.
Oh my god!
Oh man, listen to this. So this just broke about 18 minutes ago on ESPN NFL account. Christian McCaffrey, his Achilles tendonitis that he's been dealing with, it is now in both legs.
Jesus.
So there's a major question as to whether or not he's going to wind up returning this year, but his Achilles tendonitis has now become dual Achilles tendonitis.
So he might not play for another year.
He might not. I mean, maybe.
I don't know the severity of that.
Tendonitis is chronic. It is something you have for the rest of your life. So I don't know. Does this lead to more ACL pop? I mean, Achilles pops. I don't know what this means, but I guess we'll look into that going forward. The other thing I will say about college game of the year, we got to witness Ryan Williams just running wild through that freaking Georgia defense and then posting maybe the gnarliest. What? Insane. Both catches, absolutely insane. On top of that, you had Alabama blowing out Georgia fighting back and taking the lead, and then Alabama with one last haymaker to ice it. 41-34, I believe was the final score. And
Yep.
That's happened last year to them too. Like they got ice at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Remember Milrow?
Yeah.
Remember Milrow threw the ball at the end of the
the back of the end zone, 4-26.
Yeah.
I remember I was watching the game with my boys. that was Auburn. That was Iron Bowl.
Oh, that was Auburn. That was the Auburn game.
Yeah, that was Iron Bowl.
Oh, that killed Kelsey. I forgot about that.
Oh my God. Yeah. I was at my buddy's barbecue at his house, and I had just gotten back from Miami Boston College, and I'm exhausted, and we're watching this thing on my phone, and we're all losing our damn minds, and I was laughing hysterically. I'm like, this is insane, dude.
I'm gonna need like an evaluation of like Kevin's blood pressure from like.
Oh, I mean, we can listen. I'm gonna see him in about a month. I'll just ask Kelsey, his fiance, point blank, like, hey, listen, could you do me a solid and tell me how stressed your boy was during that?
Get one of those heart monitors, put in your finger, and they read you your beats per minute.
Just spikes. Oh my God.
Oh, I was just in a constant. We can go to that into a constant state of disappointment, which is why I had during the Eagles-Buccaneers game. So I'm going to say this. I'm going to issue this decree right now. Nick Sirianni, you have this week and next week to get your crap together. Because I guarantee Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman are not putting up with this again. They have Bill Belichick. They have Mike Vrabel. There's all these coaches who will be happy to take over a team with a quarterback who's a leader, a defense loaded with talent, and an offense with more weapons than a prepper's arsenal.
The problem
is, not to cut you off, could you say that again? But can you, instead of those names, could you put Robert Saleh, Woody Johnson, and Joe?
I don't care about the Jets at this point.
I need to. Whatever you're saying, the same goes for me for my team.
Damn.
It's not either or, Kev, but it's kind of. They're 2017. They were both good, obviously.
I'll say this. It's like because we know Belichick from New England for years. He's going to want to be the GM too.
But that's why he didn't get hired. I think he's got to learn. Vrabel will be like, I just have to motivate the guys and be like AJ and Big Justice. Oh yeah. Except ripping cigs, and he's like the dark AJ.
What is that on the boom meter? I'm gonna hit you with some booms.
Oh man,
stop it!
3 of them. Give me 3 booms.
I've seen those 2 weenies up and down my For You page. I don't know why I hate that so
little
much.
Kid voice.
Dude, they're starting to get like a little annoying, but I will say like you cannot hate even the Rizzler, dude.
Oh yeah,
so stupid. It's brain rot.
Dude, he's 8. He's 8. I don't know why people crap on the kid.
I don't crap on him. I feel bad for him. This kid's gonna be scarred for life when he's in his 20s.
What do you mean? He's gonna make money being a little Rizzler.
Yeah, that's what got great from Macaulay Culkin and Aaron Carter recipes.
He's not rizzing nobody, bro. You see that kid?
Well, he's 8.
I don't give a heck.
He's in second grade.
There's a point in time. No, there's a point in time where it gets old, man. They're at an FAU game, bro. Why? What have they done?
They're at Barstool today.
Because they got invited.
For what?
Why are they criminals for getting invited? I can't believe I'm arguing about Big Justice and AJ on a podcast.
I'm disgusted.
I sound pathetic.
I'm trying to make a point about my damn Eagles, and then Matt makes a point about his stupid Jets, who couldn't score more than 9 points on the Broncos. Jettison's in the shadow realm, Matthew.
That's why I'm saying whatever you're saying, times 2 for my team.
You say it on your own time, all right? The Eagles have won. I think this is it. I think Nick Sirianni has to figure out this week. I'm surprised I didn't see him get fired today. I seriously was waiting for him to win.
To crap on the Rizzler and left the chat.
Oh my God.
That's a savage move.
Jared's trying hard to.
Guys, I'm trying here. All right, I'm fighting a stomach issue right now. I'm trying to get through the show.
I'm struggling right now, dude.
All right, let me finish my damn rant. All right, I'm surprised Sirianni didn't get fired today. I really am. I was like half waking up expecting a tweet from old Johnny Clark or Reuben Frank saying Nick Sirianni was escorted out of the building this morning, or he was let go. So-and-so's interim head coach. I was waiting for it, but I know Jeffrey Lurie and I know Howie Roseman. They don't roll like that. So I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. They walked into Nick's office either today or they're going to walk in tomorrow and say, you got this week to fix it. If we don't blow out Cleveland, we have a problem. Like, there are many of coaches, like I said, I just named 2 off the bat. Braves would come in here tomorrow and say, Vic, call the defense. Kellen, call the offense. I'm just going to get these boys motivated while ripping darts in the locker room. Because and spitting tobacco. That's Mike Vrabel.
Well, it says
and
a
he'll
lot.
talk about putting his dick off for a Super Bowl again. Well, and that's what's going to happen. But Nick Sirianni's got to get back to what he did well in 2022, which was get the boys amped up, be a menace on the sideline, stop being all reserved and all like, get emotional, get angry, get your boys fired up. Because here's the deal. I want 2022 Sirianni back. He was a menace to society. That dude was a problem on the sideline. Him and Big Dom ran things. And this like coy Miller Lite version of him, I don't like it. It's not getting the boys motivated.
Well, I'll say this, dude. Like, it says a lot from your coach when you don't have anything to say after the Falcons loss. You were just like, yep, Jalen covered it. A.J. Brown covered it. Devontae Smith covered it. Like, I don't need to say anything. Like, you're the coach. Open your mouth. Say something. Like, this dude, I don't think I'm not going to knock him as a coach. I think he's not a head coach. And I say this in a nice
offense. I hate his offensive scheme.
I don't think he's a head coach. Like, I just don't.
No, I think he's trying to be something he's not.
Yeah, I think he's trying to be like
coy and calm and collected. It's not him. I want the guy who's yelling at the Eagles fans for throwing flowers at him. I want that guy back because that guy got his team motivated.
Up
until the Buffalo Bills game, from that game on, there's something that's changed with Sirianni. Before that, him and Hurts, it was fun. It was energetic. There was a vibe. They're doing the guitar strum celebration together. It was a vibe. You know what? Thank God. Hopefully AJ's back next week. Lane's back. Smitty's back. Jalen Carter's back. Reed Blankenship. I'll go down the list of the 45 injuries we had yesterday. Oh, I love Fred Johnson. He's a backup for a reason.
Yeah, I met him at Target.
Yeah, he unfollowed. Automatically dead in my book.
Yeah.
Did you make him laugh?
Yeah. I got to follow because of that. And he unfollowed.
What a resume.
Making people laugh is a strength. My weakness, actually, I got to make up like a mock resume for myself. You'd be pretty funny.
Making weakness. His love of the Eagles.
Yeah, no, my weakness is getting my
love of the Phillies and the Sixers.
Yeah, dude, scary hours, dude. You see that picture? Yeah, scary hours. Oh yeah, let's talk your trade.
Yeah, which by the way, the Timberwolves still haven't acknowledged it on Twitter, which is why on Instagram, which is wild to me.
But it's official, right?
It's official because Cat's on his way to New York. And Julius Randle and DiVincenzo are on the way to Minnesota, which, by the way, I love the deal because I've been saying this for years. Shout out to our boy Jeffrey for saying it in the chat. I've wanted Cat out of town for 3 damn years. The second I realized where Anthony Edwards, it was the John Morant series because I saw little cowarding Cat hiding on the bench, missing shots, and there's this 20-year-old rookie or second-year guy going out and attacking the basket, throwing up threes, talking smack. And I'm like, this is our team leader. It's not this Jamoke wearing 32. Yeah,
well, that's what the Sixers are. That's what the Sixers were. And Embiid would just shy away in the big moments, and then Maxey would be the guy to step up.
Well, yeah. The Knicks are screwing up. Now they're trying to trade Mitchell Robinson, apparently.
Dude, Embiid's going to put him in a blender.
The Knicks screwed up so bad. They had a loaded roster. If they just didn't tinker, they had to just tinker a little bit. I love Randle in Minnesota. You know why? Because he is the same vibe as Gobert and Edwards and McDaniels. They want to fight you. Like
even want to play there.
I'm not opposed. Oh, sorry, Chris. Yeah.
Because DiVincenzo, he didn't want to play in New York. That's why he got traded. It's because he didn't want to reduce role in New York.
Yeah, because they were going to bring rid of Mitchell Robinson, but now they're getting rid of Mitchell Robinson.
It was because of Miles Bridges. It's because they traded for Miles Bridges, so it kind of knocks the minutes down of DiVincenzo, which I don't really understand. But
well, here's the thing: is he's going to be rotating with 3 different big men. He's basically going to play Cat's role in a less involved way, I guess. Yeah. Because like you still have Gobert, so but then you move Naz Reid to the 4, and you put DiVincenzo at the 4, and you keep Naz on the bench.
I'm a Naz guy,
big Naz Reid guy, but I mean,
I kind of like
you still got McDaniels. You still got their 2 superstar wings, your star and superstar wings, McDaniels and Edwards. Old man Mike Conley coming back for 1 more year, and then the 2 draft picks, Dillingham and Shannon, who both like tore it up in the summer league. I mean, I'm okay with it. And Randall's a dog, dude. Like, he's an animal. I love his attitude. If he can just stay healthy, he is mean on the court, and he'll still drop 20. He's sidekick for Edwards.
I kind of like the move that the Knicks traded him. I mean, obviously you keep him, it's still great, but looking at his track record with them, he has a great year, then he has a down year. He's a good year, down year, good year, down year. This was a good year for him, so I'm wondering to see how he's going to bounce back from that, because he is like a just up and down kind of guy. It's 1 year you love him, the next year you like trade him, then you're like the next year he's MVP, then the next year after that trade him again.
One thing I will say, this is pre-Jalen Brunson's ascension.
Yeah, no, I mean, but I also like pairing Cat with Mikal Bridges and Brunson and Hart, and I'm actually kind of curious now that you let Hartenstein walk, you traded DiVincenzo. What's the bench going to look like when it comes time to sub some guys out?
Knicks are 3 seed in the East, Timberwolves are 2 seed in the West. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I think this gives Minnesota more depth. This gives them 8 guys who can play on the ball, who can attack the ball, where it gives the Knicks 10. Basically, it allows the Knicks to open up their bench more. There's a lot more rotation. With Minnesota, now you're like, okay, now we have a certified 4 for the first time since like K Love was there. Oh, and then we can also rotate in DiVincenzo and Naz, Gobert. We still have McDaniels, and Minnesota's is 10 deep now, which is what should scare a lot of teams, because they had issues. The Denver series and the Dallas series, they were running 6 guys the entire game, but now Dillingham, along with, I guess Chris's internet kicked out. Dillingham, Shannon as the rookies. So, I mean, we'll go like 1 through 5. They're going to start Conley, Edwards, and then they're going to bring McDaniels, my boy, the skinny man on the other wing, Randall, and then Gobert. And then their bench is Naz, DiVincenzo, Terrence Shannon. I forget who their other shooting guard is. Crap, my brain is farting out. I can't remember, but they have another shooting guard, and then they have Dillingham as the point. It's a loaded roster. Nikhil Alexander, whatever. Nikhil Alexander Walker. That's their backup shooting guard. So that's 10 deep. I'll be with 2 rookies, but that's 10 deep.
And
Luka Garza as a 4th center.
I'm as stoked as you are when it comes to basketball now, because I got a whole new team with a bench and a good coach, and I've never seen that in my lifetime in basketball.
Nice. Oh, did I tell you what I'm buying for myself as a congratulations on the new job?
A Hellcat.
No, I'm buying myself a pair of Anthony Edwards lows, the ones. I think I'm gonna get the gray camo low tops.
Oh wait, you got a new job?
No, once I get the new job. That is my
once you get a new job. Okay. I was like,
they're like $90 on StockX. I'm just gonna cop a pair because like I love the look of the low tops. I honestly want a pair of the highs too, but the low tops just look so clean.
Sometimes you gotta just quad pay it, the good old installments.
Yeah, I'm not about that though. I like.
Nah, I only do if it's worth it.
Yeah, the only thing I've quad paid is one of my pews when I was building it. That was the only thing I ever like quad paid off. But then that was on my credit card. It's paid off in 4 payments. But yeah, so Minnesota I think won the trade. My biggest problem is with New York. I don't know how this affects our identity. They're grinding. They're a defensive team. Cat's biggest knock is he's soft. Now, unless something's changed, but him and his zesty streams can go all the way to New York. He can go do Fashion Week. Yeah. I guarantee Ant's probably sitting there like, soft as melted cheese, man.
Yeah, Ant and Embiid for Team USA was the highlight of my life.
My favorite of all time was how like
and I was just gassing him up.
How friggin' Tatum would not get a single minute. It was like he's on a championship game. It's like, dude, they played a beat up Nuggets team. The Timberwolves make it past Denver. Minnesota smokes the Celtics. The Celtics looks like they were rested, and they basically had to play a beat up Mavericks team. That was the most lopsided series. I was like, I am surprised if Denver wins more in a game.
Yeah.
But all right, so let's go back to football. The other game we picked was Atlanta versus New Orleans. So can we honestly say this now? The NFC South might be the best division in the NFC.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that to be the case.
Which is wild. I thought we were gonna have a bunch of 8-8 and a 9-7 team. No, the Saints are still good. So are the Falcons, and the Bucs are good too. So, this division is going to be I think the Bucs still win the division, but I think Falcons too, Saints fight for a wild card spot.
Panthers with Andy Dalton aren't bad.
Yeah, which really sits me out, Bryce Young. Honestly, I may need to borrow Nate's All-22 access because I might need to watch some film on this dude because Nate, honestly, now that I have a little more time in my hands next couple weeks, I might start doing an All-22 dive because, boys, I'm trying to figure out where the Panthers went wrong with Bryce Young. And I obviously know the no offensive line and the lack of weapons. Also, by the way, shout out to the best Southern boy, Xavier Legette, for his first touchdown. Oh, my God. That was my favorite thing of the weekend. I was laughing. I saw him catch that touchdown. They were talking to him in the media. I was liking it. But that was a good time. Also, I completely forgot the Raiders beat the Browns. So, the Browns 1-4 now?
Yeah, they stink.
Time to take out Bill Cosby, boys. Take him out.
Bengals got their first win.
Yay!
Go Bengals.
I mean, listen, it came against the damn. I picked them to go. I picked the Panthers to beat them as an upset, in my own parlays.
Jaden Daniels and the Commanders is first place in the East too.
Just like we all predicted, right, Jared?
My brain hurts.
This is bittersweet for Chris because he's like, I want to be happy, but I can't.
Yeah, I think I told 10 people on Sunday. I said, I hate that I got to root against Jaden Daniels.
Do you remember the scene in Step Brothers where they're at the Catalina wine mixer and Will Ferrell and his brother make up at the end of the movie and they do that awkward hug where they want to pull everybody's hair and punch them in the face, but they're just they're
kind of creeping the hands over.
Yeah, they're trying to choke them, and then they're trying to hug them, then they're trying to punch them in the head, but they're pull the hair. I was like, that's what it's got to be like for you with Jaden Daniels right now. I'd be like, I want to hurt you, but I can't because I love you.
Yeah, it's going to suck when they play the Eagles twice, and then I'm going to be like, kill the dude. he's gonna run all over us, dude. We see these mobile quarterbacks. But I will say, that the Bears probably are kicking themselves in the foot because they were so sold on Caleb Williams. And I'm not going to knock Caleb Williams. He's still a rookie. But the way Jaden's performing, it's really? You just don't see – I mean, the guy, he's got an arm on him. He's got the legs. He's quick with his –
That's okay. He's making a good point.
Did not.
He was on a roll. There we go.
He's back.
Yeah. Sorry. This is going to be like this probably the whole night. So
it's okay.
I know we're wrapping up soon. So.
Yeah, I guess to rip my own Band-Aid off. Whatever Jared said about 15 minutes ago, just incorporate Robert Saleh, Joe Douglas, and Woody Johnson in there. And it's pretty much the exact same thing stands for me. There's just absolutely no reason why you couldn't beat the Bo Nix-led Broncos. The Bo Nix-led Broncos that had 0 turnovers, had
0 yards.
were never sacked. Like there was zero pressure, zero sacks, zero turnovers from this defense. This defense is loaded with talent. The offense has plenty to get the job done. It just didn't. It looked like at the end of the game there were some receivers that may not have been on the same page with Rodgers. That last drive, he missed a couple receivers, but I don't know who may have ran the wrong route. Or I would just think, future Hall of Fame quarterback and Aaron Rodgers probably didn't have the wrong route. He probably didn't throw the wrong route, so I'm assuming people were running the wrong ones. Greg the Leg missed that 50-yard kick, which is usually a gimme for him. There's just no excuse why Robert Saleh can't get the job done as a coach for this team with the talent he has, with everything around him. To be 2-2, and for him to be, I think he's got 35 losses in his career as a head coach, and his wins is, I don't know the exact one, it might be 20 and 35. So what Jared was saying, I give this guy another week or two. You got to figure this out. You've got the Vikings, which are now going to be a very tough team. The only blessing is that they're playing them in London, so there's really no home field advantage for them. But then you got Vikings, Bills, and Steelers, and it's just going to be a tough next 3 weeks. And if you start this, if you go 2-5 in this next 3-game stretch, you really got to make some sort of change. I understand. Not everybody wants to fire coaches in the middle of the season, but if you're 2-5, if you're 2-5, Robert Saleh is probably not. I love how he just big screened when he blew his nose.
It just big screen. It's like a vuvuzela.
It was just like
that was Nate straight up being a menace just now.
No, because I pressed the wrong button. I was trying to unmute myself, and then yeah, my fault, man.
He big screened him as soon as he blew.
That's a blooper,
dude. He just shoot a missile up a nostril.
Question number.
I remember what I was going at, but I was just ranting.
I had you the whole time, and then Jared just got big screen for 5 seconds. And I'm like, wow.
I was gonna ask you, Max. I know Saleh hasn't been the best head coach. 20-35 as a head coach is not the best record in the world. And as you and Jared and Chris, you guys know as well about the whole press conference with Rodgers talking about cadences and stuff like that. It's just you mix everything into one. I assume you want Saleh gone if things don't go well by maybe mid-season, because
you want a GM too. So if Belichick's on the table, would you want Belichick?
Oh, that's a better question.
I
think he'd go back to the Jets.
I don't think he's going to go back to the Jets. I think he'd go back to the Giants first and foremost before anything, because that was where he was from and everything like that.
We don't need him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want him to be my GM. I haven't seen anything that he has done as of late as a GM for the Patriots that has impressed me in the last handful of years. I would take him as a head coach. I do like Joe Douglas. I would take him as a head coach, but that would probably be it. But I'm also not picky. I'm a Jets fan, so whatever he wants, give it to him, I guess. But there's got to be some sort of change made if we start this off in midseason and we're 3 or 4 games under 500.
I agree.
You know what, Chris? We got to remember it could be worse. We could be the Jets and the New York media. At least our media, we all know, hates us, but the Jets, it's just a different breed, man.
They find a way. When things are going great, they dig deep and they try and find anything. They could be like, Brees Hall ordered the chicken salad and they gave him tuna instead. So now they're saying, he's gonna have under 40 yards rushing, all because of that tuna salad. And it's just this huge freaking thing that fans make it a big deal about. And it's like, guys, it's a gosh darn sandwich.
Let's also remember,
as stupid as that sometimes.
Patrick Mahomes ended his best receiver season.
Yeah.
The amount of complaints I got on that one yesterday.
Yeah. So, Nate, I got to ask, are you allowed to reveal this? How do you guys handle that? Because, that's an injury caused by a teammate. How does that fall in the matter of, parlays and such? Is that just a push at that point or what?
So for Underdog, it falls under the rescue policy. Basically, if a player plays in the first half but gets injured and does not come back in the second half, that player is rescued. However, it is not a void or push, as other betting apps call it.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, It just depends on the rest of your entry. It is a bit complicated, but basically for people who kind of have like Rashee Rice, like last night, there's a lot of people who had that situation. It was not pretty explaining what happened.
No, I had him in another league. Speaking, I actually just saw an Underdog commercial like a few minutes ago with Bill Belichick, which was
awesome. We got the GOAT, man. I'm telling you, this company is going crazy.
Yeah.
Is it fantasy or is it like daily fantasy, like DraftKings daily? Oh, so it's like the DraftKings fantasy. Like you make a new team each week, and then you put $10 in, and you see if you can win for that week.
Yes, that is correct. There's an option to do so. Yeah, it's like pick 'em, higher or lowers, and then like you mentioned, Matt, the picking, drafting a team and seeing if they win. Situation. That is correct.
Yeah, fellas, nice. I have a weird suspicion that the Mets are throwing this game.
Oh, they are
1-0. They don't care.
If the Mets throw this game, I hope they get swept in the most brutal way possible.
You know what this reminds me of?
Railroaded.
Oh, Nate, I know what you're going to
say. Matt, say it. Yeah,
are you talking about the Giants game?
Remember that guys lost 10 games?
Jared, I'll root for you. I'll always root for you. But there's not a chance in hell I'll ever get a Go Mets or a Go Braves coming out of this mouth.
That's fine.
But I will root. Like I said, I will root for you. But I like the fact that these two teams are the reason that you may or may not make the playoffs is like it just hurts me because I hate these two teams more than anything else.
They're all just striking out, swinging. It is hilarious. I think
they're just throwing. I'm watching it right now. They're throwing the bat.
Oh my god! I hope I put a Pax or a Pox or whatever the hell it is, a curse on them. For this is just
get like a voodoo doll of like
Peter Alonso. Can I get like a Mr. Met or Mrs. Met voodoo doll or something?
I'm in. I hate
not for nothing too, but they're not deploying a terrible lineup. Like you still got Acuna, Nimmo, Alonso, and Marte and Bader in there, and then Lucchese's pitching a great game right now. One of you idiots
have an incentive to like hit a home run. Oh look, another strikeout.
I mean, if I'm Alonso, for your contract, hit a home run.
Acuna's playing.
No, it's
Luis Angel. Luis Angel is
going to. I was about to say. I was like, he's back.
No,
Bader. I've said horrible things about you in the past. Please hit a home run here.
There wasn't things for me to say bad about him because he was never healthy. Can't say bad about somebody that can barely watch play because he's always hurt.
Yeah, true. All right, well, boys, it looks like I'm not shaving my head. I might just do it anyway, just because
it's only the 7th.
Listen, the way the Mets are swinging the bat, they might as well throw me and Nate out there to get a swing at them.
I mean, I've already got if I'm the Mets and I've already gotten into the playoffs, I'm not going to deploy every single starter for game 2. But at the same time,
this is where I start hoping guys start slipping and falling and throwing bad pitches and
But at the same time, there's got to be some incentive just personally.
Oh yeah, I pray for nothing but death and destruction for the Mets season at that point.
There's got to be some sort of personal incentive for Mets to try and just beat the Braves twice to sweep them just because that's your division rival. You can now just take them out of the entire equation.
You know what the worst part is? We have the same record as the Braves, but because we lost one damn game to them in the regular season, we're going to miss the playoff because of it. But it's okay because we have the most overpaid lineup for how we should have performed much better. It's okay. We're going to jettison Jordan Montgomery into the sun after the season. So, yeah, whatever. Any other games in the 6-pack we didn't touch on yet?
I think that was it.
Yeah. So, as of right now, Matt has retaken first place. The reign of terror renews. Nate, sorry, buddy.
That's okay, man.
Look, Bader lined out to center.
Oh, boy.
I hate the Mets so much right now.
Meet the Mets.
This is music to my ears.
Hey, like I said, I don't wish anything bad on your teams, Jared. I promise. But this is just like the Giants situation where we all we needed was you guys to win.
Okay,
you guys put up Nate
Sutton. We have a better record than every team in the AL wild card. This is not the same situation.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, but
the freaking Tigers and the Royals are in.
Is about to lose because of a tiebreaker. You guys lost because you lost 10 games and you had a horrible team. That's why you lost.
We could have made it with Joe Judge, man. You know how crazy that sounds? We could have made
it with and then you probably would have been even worse than you are now. Saquon may have died on the damn field.
Nate became the main op.
Yeah, if the Diamondbacks were in the American League, they would have the second wild card right now. But I don't know how the freaking Royals and the Tigers are in the playoffs.
The Royals and the Tigers are going to make the playoffs over my Diamondbacks.
Bobby Witt Jr.
I despise the Mets.
So do I, buddy. So do I.
All right, boys. Well, listen, this was a very interesting 300th episode. Don't feel bad. All the fanfare and celebrations are coming on Thursday, where we actually celebrate 300 episodes. We'll celebrate. We'll have a good time. We'll have some special guests on. I may do something ridiculous on camera. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We have 3 days to plan it. But everyone, all of us will do something fun for our 300th episode. I might smash a board over my head, hire a witch to put a curse on the Mets. I don't know, something like that.
I don't think you'll have to go. Do we really think the Mets are gonna? Oh, Kurt Angle over here.
Yeah. What got milk?
Do we really think the Mets are gonna do anything like past the NLDS?
Oh no, I want like Pete Alonso to flick off the Will Ponds.
Well, the problem is if the Mets win. So the Mets win, the D-backs are in.
Yes.
So the D-backs would play the Brewers.
I'm trying
to pull the.
I'm trying to think about that because I'm trying to see who the Phillies are going to play. Because I think we play the winner of the Brewers and whoever the Brewers are playing.
The Phillies would win the matchup of the Brewers, but it doesn't have all of the. So the Mets would be the 5th seed, right?
Correct.
Or the 6th seed. They would be the 6th seed, right?
The second.
The Mets would be if the Mets win, then the Mets are the 5th, and then Diamondbacks will be the 6th seed because they had to wait for the Mets.
All right, so the Mets won and they're already in the playoffs, so then they're the 5th seed. So the Mets are going to play the Padres. Winner plays the Dodgers, and then the Brewers will play either the Backs or the Braves, and winner of that plays the Phillies.
Yeah. I saw my favorite headline to end the show today. Besides, we have a little sad note to end the show on, but quick sad note. Rest in peace to NBA legend, defensive wizard, and probably owner of one of the best celebrations of all time. Dikembe Mutombo passed away today due to brain cancer. Also, Chris Christopherson, country legend, passed away yesterday or today. So sad day in country music and basketball. Rest in peace to 2 legends, one of the Highwayman fame and the legendary country singer with, same band as Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, Johnny Cash, and the other one of the greatest defensive centers ever to walk the earth. So our condolences go out to both their families and to their communities and the people close to them. Funny story to end the night today. I now watched maybe the dumbest argument I've ever seen in my life. I just watched a Browns fan on Facebook try to defend themselves on how they treated Baker Mayfield. This is the greatest argument. I am paraphrasing here because I don't want to give away the person's name because he's a friend of mine. One, I don't think Baker is elite. I don't think he's elite, but he's pretty close. He's been playing great. 2, the Browns gave him every opportunity, and they gave him opportunities to redeem himself. No, you didn't. Stefanski tried to get him killed, basically. Like that 2021 season should be investigated for criminal charges. You guys then traded him to the Panthers, basically to send him to Fantasy Island with Tattoo. And on top of that, in the best part, you replaced him with Deshaun Watson. You didn't. You screwed up. The football guys are now punishing Cleveland for it. Cleveland will go 1-16 this year. I'm telling you right now. They're going to go 1-16 this year. Or 2-15. They're going to have the number 1 or number 2 pick. And it's all because the guy who got them their first playoff win since like 2000 or 1997, whatever it was, they jettisoned him out to dry because Stefanski wasn't a fan. So Cleveland, you get what you deserve. Football gods, they do not play favorites. They're just. Well,
yeah, if you really. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I was going to say really quick, like, if you really break down his tenure with Cleveland, I think he was the answer they had at quarterback. Like you said, he brought them their first playoff win in probably close to 20 years. Had him a couple playoff appearances in his short time with them. Everything seemed perfectly fine. I mean, the year that he got the year after he was traded, or the year before they decided to trade him, he was injured, didn't have a great year, but it was documented that this man was injured and hurt and was still playing. And they trade him and they acquire Deshaun Watson. And the Browns browned. They didn't have a problem, but they created a problem because that's what they know is dysfunction. And I know that because I am also a product of a dysfunctional football team. Dysfunction knows dysfunction. They decided to go back to that, plain and simple.
Yeah. That is, I guess, the realest thing I've heard all day is like it takes a lot to pull yourself out of it. It takes an ownership change, culture change. Like look at this. 2 teams right now off the bat. I know, right? Me and Chris is Philadelphia Eagles. Kevin's New England Patriots. Culture change, gentlemen. It's what fixes things. You change owners. Kraft and Lurie come in. They fix the franchises. Oh, look, the Eagles have had one of the best records in the NFL since 2000. Oh, and they've, I think, made the playoffs, I think, 60% of the time since 2000. Since 2010, I think they've only missed it twice or 3 times. So, yeah. And 2 of those were Chip Kelly years. So, yeah. I think I might be one off on both of those numbers, but still. Impressive numbers, to say the least. 4th highest win since 2000. Oh, and their current quarterback now has the highest winning percentage of a quarterback since 2007, since I think 2021. So, yeah, it's about culture, good boys. Listen, when Mr. Lurie walks in the room, Chris knows this. Every Eagles fan, Eagles coach, Eagles player, he may only be about 5'5", but they all stand at attention. Jeff Lurie commands that respect. Same thing with Bob Kraft. Now, does Bob Kraft give off an old gangster vibe? Totally. Jeff Lurie gives off the CEO who could fire you at the drop of a hat vibe. Love them both. They're both some of the best owners in sports. That's the thing. Jimmy Haslam is a joke. He is. He's a joke of an owner. I honestly respect Mark Davis more than him. I really do. Because Mark Davis cares about his team and enough to not screw everything up. The dumbest thing Mark Davis did was leave Oakland. And, Jimmy Garoppolo, that's a whole, and Josh McDoofus, but well, that was a 2-year failure. Anyway, folks, it's been a pleasure. 300 episodes in the books, our 300th episode celebration, and Korner Booth pregame will be on Thursday. I think October 2nd or 3rd, whatever. We'll post it. This episode will be live probably around 9 o'clock tonight, just in time for your morning commute tomorrow morning. Watch out. We're starting to resurrect our Facebook page. Go like us on Facebook at Korner Booth Pod. Not that hard to find. I will be running that as well. But that being said, folks, it has been a pleasure for myself, Nathan, Matt, Chris, and our sponsors, SeatGeek, Candidates, and Righteous Felon. Oh, by the way, Chrissy, congratulations on another episode. Out of the box, my guy. We might have to change it. We have to change the name of the segment now.
Yeah, Chris, the Holy Family kid.
The Holy.
Good Lord. Oh, great. The Mets made an error with 2 outs and there's 2 on.
Just give up, man. It's fine. Yeah.
No, you know what, Nathan? I'm not an A's fan. I'm not giving up yet.
Wait, what?
You know how many wins we finished with this year for the A's? What? How many wins we finished with?
Yeah, you sold out your crowd this year.
No, how many wins we finished with this season?
58 or whatever?
69.
There it is. All right, boys.
Nice.
I'm going to let y'all roll out of here. I got dinner, and I'm going to edit this in an hour or so. Have a great week. We will see you guys on Thursday. Can't wait to see all the little clips and everything else we dropped this week. Check them out. They're all over our social medias. And, of course, this will always be available on our YouTube as well. That's it. That's all. Catch y'all later. Deuces.
Love you guys.
Go Phils.
Go Phils.
Go Phils.
Go Phillips.